Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're back live again. Apologies for the inconvenience of the last stream getting postponed a little bit because obviously we had some stuff going on. So yeah, big up everyone who's tuning in, big up everyone who's joining. And we're gonna have a good show today. So yeah, we're looking forward to this one. You know, we've got the Manchester United game coming up soon, so we're gonna cover some parts of that. We're gonna cover some parts of the Tottenham game where we won 2-0. So I'm looking forward to the stream and we'll get some people in. So first of all, we'll go with man like Mason. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, bro. North London's red.
100%.
You know what I mean?
We've also got another guest as well. We've got Manny in the back room. Welcome, Manny.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good to be here. And, you know, the nice part about focusing on the Manchester United-Arsenal game is that both of the teams have one thing in common. Manchester and North London are both red.
Indeed.
100%.
Amen. Definitely.
So first we're going to cover the 2-0 victory over Spurs. So yeah, we'll just get that done out of the way. Mason, we'll go with your thoughts.
You've actually
Flair?
put it 2-0 to Spurs, mate.
Yeah,
just
I was about to say
You're going to make them man cry.
I just realised that.
Spurs fans are going to be crying if they watch this.
Especially the Slayer himself. Slayer with...
Oh, God, Deji, man. Oh, the Tottenham.
There we go. We've got an improvement now.
There we go.
That's the way. That's the way. Fix it and keep going.
100%. Right, Mason, we'll go with you first. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, man. I was actually a little bit nervous going into this because, as I said to Deji when we done the preview, North London form goes out the window. But you know what? The boys actually made it look bloody respectively easy, to be honest. And to be honest, actually, now, F them, man, there, not respectfully, easy. And I'm saying that first half performance, we were playing absolutely brilliant. Lloris was shaky. That's why in that combined 11, Deji, man, Lloris, really? Come on, man. It's got to be Aaron Ramsdale every day of the week. Like, we absolutely bossed it. Second half, they put pressure on. But Gabriel and Saliba, Ben White, Zinchenko had it covered. Kieran Tierney, when he come on, looked solid as well. Martinelli, Saka look absolutely fantastic. I think Martinelli hasn't had too much goals recently. I'm not too sure. I saw a stat the other week. No, after North London derby, that hasn't scored quite well. But maybe it's because defenders are starting to work him out, what he's trying to do. But then he just now needs, with the signing of Trossard, which I'm presuming we'll talk about, I think that will be a little bit more competition for him because he can play anywhere on that line. But in the game, I think our defence handled it. Ramsdale was absolutely tremendous. Man of the match, 100%. I don't care what Tottenham fans say. Oh, your keeper got man of the match. Oh, keeper man of the match. It doesn't matter because when we needed him, he was spectacular. And he wasn't just spectacular with just saving goals. He was brilliant with his distribution, everything. It was just a concrete game. And to be honest, it felt like I was dreaming, bro. I was pinching myself in that derby. Honestly, I was literally pinching myself thinking, this is what we're playing? The Antonio Conte's great Tottenham Hotspurs. Or should I say flop Spurs? Because they're not getting Champions League. That's it. North London's red.
100%, mate, you know. Yeah, we'll go with Manny. What do you think about the game?
A little poem to start things off. Their shorts are blue. Their shirts are white. They're a club called Tottenham. And their play is?
Shite.
Bingo. It's a poem, Flair. You know the drill, mate. But here's the thing. I keep saying, and I keep coming back to a common thought, that all that attacking talent at Conte's disposal, and this is the best he can do? Even when they came over to the Emirates to play, I mean, it was as if they were completely sitting back and asking us to keep running at them, if you will, for want of a better choice of words, if you will. And we just kept running in at them. I would say, though, that when it came to the attack versus defense side of things, it was a tale of two wings. We talked about how Martinelli had started to become found out. I think you said that, Mason. I think it's quite fair to say that with Matt Doherty starting on the right as the right wing back, that right wing was able to do a pretty good job in nullifying Martinelli's threat throughout that game. And I always keep saying that for all the talk about how the Tottenham defence is absolutely, mudded, there are a few gems. I think the World Cup winner Romero is, of course, one of their rare gems, but Doherty is also quite decent and deserves more chances than he normally gets. The less said about Emerson Royale, the better. Although, ironically, I think, in the next game against City, he ended up actually performing a star turn with a goal and a decent performance against them, only for that lot to smack 4 goals past Tottenham. But, our left side was a bit was sort of nullified. But when it came to Saka and the way he was able to just run down the right and literally cause, Lenglet and Dyer all sorts of problems, and of course scored that goal, which rather harshly but fittingly was credited as an own goal for the French keeper. It was a question of how many we would score, or how often we would score, if you will, and we were just totally dominant in the way. I'm a bit surprised that Ramsdale was given man of the match, because I thought there was at least the likes of Saka and Odegaard had done enough to convince people that they would, be worthy of that. But I suppose it's another indictment of how we started to get a bit complacent, that Spurs did try to find some way through our defence and actually pepper our goal with a few goals. I wouldn't go so far to call Ramsdale spectacular. In fact, I'll be quite honest. If you were to ask me to choose between Aaron Ramsdale and Hugo Lloris, I'd say neither. Emi Martinez any day of the week and twice on a Sunday. Actual World Cup winner, and he played for the Arsenal. But, there was one save, a near post header, which I thought Ramsdale should have caught instead. And I think as a goalkeeper, Mason, you and I can agree that in that position, when you end up just trying to bat that away left-handed as if you were playing volleyball, you could put yourself in a little bit of risk. And it did go out for a corner, so at least that was somewhat mitigated. But I will give him credit. The saves he made after that were quite terrific, including in the second half when I think he denied. I don't know who it was. Was it Sessegnon with his left foot? I think it was an outstretched left foot, which sort of deflected the ball away for a corner. And there are a few other good saves I thought he made. He's improving his shot stopping ability, but he does have a few weaknesses which he will need to improve
on. Guarding near post is one of them. Like, he cannot guard the near post. I'm sorry, but he needs to protect the near post more.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. And also when it comes to one-on-ones, any really good striker will back himself to, go to get it round him and shoot past him quite easily. But he did have a good game, and obviously his distribution is quite key. And it was just a performance where I can't recall any of our boys having a bad game. So that was as close to perfect a North London derby as you would want if you're an Arsenal fan. I predicted a 2-1 win for the Arsenal because I thought, as rubbish as Tottenham have been of late, I actually gave them a bit of respect and thought that they could at least turn up for the North London derby. But boy, was I wrong. They quite simply were, awful. You don't bench Perisic knowing how good he is, knowing what he can provide, knowing how good he was for Croatia at the World Cup. Kulusevski is still very much of a threat. Of course, their defense, I mean, the less said about that, the better. But I do have to end my little monologue with a final statement. You know how they say it's always better to shut your trap and let people think you're a fool than to speak and remove all doubt? Hugo Lloris, hang your head in shame, mate. You had the nerve to take a parting shot at Martinez saying, I don't know how to act like a fool. I play with integrity and honesty, and I try to give my best every game. The goal you conceded, which put your team behind, was an absolute shocker.
Even Martin Odegaard's one, I'd say that he could have done better.
Yeah.
Could have done better. Easily.
Literally slid in like a snake.
It was savable. That's no discredit to Martin Odegaard, because it was a spectacular goal. Like, it was a decent finish. Like, it was quality. But if you test top keepers in the world, which Lloris Tottenham fans think he is, which is okay, not great, not the top keepers in the world. They ain't letting that go in, bro.
Yeah,
honestly.
And of course, I also did see him, failed to guard his near post. I mean, even with a deflection off Ben Davies, no goalkeeper worth his salt should allow himself to be beaten at that near post. That's where you're supposed to make yourself completely big as a goalkeeper. And instead of just trying to slide down and hope you can, parry it with your foot, you've got to try to get your body behind that, as you can agree, Mason. So Hugo Lloris, you may be a World Cup winner. You might have taken France to the final, but this time around, you couldn't save a single penalty. Although you were still a decent shot stopper, you still make some poor mistakes. And for you to utter that statement, you really, really need to make sure that your own play is better. And it's a good thing that you retired from playing international football for France, because it wouldn't have been long before Deschamps himself would have dropped you. And thankfully, they've got a ready-made replacement in Mike Maignan. As soon as he recovers from injury, he will be back in the AC Milan team, and I'm sure Deschamps will pick him. I think Steve Mandanda will also be told au revoir et merci pour les mémoires. And I don't know if Alphonse Areola will continue to be involved in the future very much if he doesn't get to play too much at West Ham United. But as for you, Hugo, you are still making mistakes. I wouldn't be surprised if you get dropped before the end of the season, or you are giving your marching orders yourself. But seriously, you need to be more respectful of your opponent. And all I can say is you just need to focus on your own game and just shut your trap. That's all.
And also to the Richarlison, when he started mouthing off to Ramsdale.
And Martinelli and Tomiyasu, all of them.
He's the one, right, who rattled the Spurs fan to go on and then obviously kick Ramsdale. So to Richarlison, you're a mouthy little gobby cunt, right? And us Arsenal fans don't like you. And Martinelli was absolutely bloody loving it. And Ramsdale, big up your goddamn self, man. And to the fan that kicked him, I hope you enjoy prison, bro, because I heard, you know what I mean? Not good things, my fella. Not good things.
Jay from the In-Betweeners kicked him.
Yeah.
Good one.
It's a Jay from the In-Betweeners, man. Legit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of that program, but I wouldn't imagine any of those boys being Tottenham fans, to be honest.
He literally was an exact replica of Jay from the In-Betweeners. I'm sorry. He was wearing the same clothes as him and everything. But anyway, we're going to get into comments. I'm just glad
you didn't say Ed Sheeran, mind you. That would have been horrible.
We're going to just have to get into comments now. Ryan says, hey, Ryan. Big up.
Big up.
Of course, big up, Ryan. I'm a bit late, but glad to be on. Thanks for reminding. Yeah, no worries, mate. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new, obviously. Big up, Ollie. Spurs very underwhelming. Expected better from Tottenham at home, but Arsenal were far too strong for them. Yeah, 100%. We've seen it all season that we have been the stronger team. We've been dominant. So, look, this Man United game, I'm looking forward to it, but obviously I won't talk too much now, but we'll get into that when we discuss it. So I really don't get the downfall of Lloris. He's got so bad. Yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it, that age is affecting him and his physicality isn't as good as it was.
I also think his mouth has affected him as well. The more he speaks, the more crap and more mistakes he does. So, but yeah, I should actually be bigging him up. Big up Lloris, man. Do your thing. Keep hating, because you're clearly really, really good at it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to give my thoughts and then we'll move on to the Man United game. So obviously first half we was pretty much in control, away from home as well. I thought that we'd struggle, especially against Tottenham, because we have the streak of not usually winning on their turf. So, but yeah, it was a good result for us, and it's going to be another step towards that hope of winning the league title this season. I'm not going to say we are, but it goes towards. 3 points always helps, and it goes towards it. So obviously, I'm very happy that we got a result in that game, and we just got to keep doing what we're doing, keep up the momentum, and I think we can finish this season nicely. I don't know how do you say his name? Zoeb, something like.
What's his name?
It's on the
Zoeb.
Oh, right.
Zoeb, yeah.
Big up, mate. Drop a sub. Thank you so much, mate. I appreciate it a lot.
Big up yourself.
So obviously we're going to get into Arsenal vs Man United. This is the one that brings a smile onto people's faces. This one does. Also, I'd like to say before we get into this one, Mason, I respect the haircut.
Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, I got it done the other day. My barber cancelled on me before Christmas. You know exactly who you are, but he come through. the other day, and he also done my son's hair. So big up to him.
You sent me a snap, and your hair was so long. I couldn't believe it. I was
I know it was getting absolutely mental, mate.
I was
I
like,
was
that
coming
needs
on
a
here.
cut, mate.
I didn't. Honestly, that's why we didn't do the stream, guys, the other day. My hair was way too long. I literally would have come on here and you guys wouldn't have recognised me. So best to keep it looking sharp.
Personally, I wouldn't have a problem if it was long hair. I mean, that's why you've got, your hair serums, your gel or what have you. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is a horrible haircut. I've had my share of horrible ones where, they left it a bit too short.
Oh, yeah,
I've had some. Be sticking up. I mean, in a nutshell, cowlicks are the worst. But listen, you know what they say? It's not about your hair; it's about the person underneath that hair. So I say, come as you are.
All right, let's talk football now. Let's talk football now. So yeah, I'm just gonna give my thoughts, then we'll head straight onto Manny. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. They've got an exciting squad coming up here, Man United. I think, I'm gonna be real here that they've got a good squad coming up. But so have we at the same time, and I think, it's gonna be another one of them 2004 eras and stuff like that of Man United vs Arsenal, Arsenal vs Man United all the time, racing for the Champions League or the Premier League or anything like that. So this is going to be an exciting era. As Ten Hag said, all eras have to come to an end of Man City and Liverpool attempting to get the title. So obviously we're going to look to get the title this season. So are Man United. They've also entered the race now, to be honest with you. So it's going to be if Man United get 3 points, it's going to be a massive benefit to them if they want to keep up their hopes of possibly contending into the league title. So obviously we don't want to be dropping points as a team because we've kept up, as I said, we kept up good momentum this season. We don't really want to lose that at the Emirates against our Old Trafford boys. So Old Toilet. Yeah, exactly, mate. So yeah, obviously we've just got to keep an eye on some of their key players. Anthony, he's been a decent player, but is he fit?
I haven't heard nothing. The only thing I know is about the Casemiro.
Obviously Casemiro is going to be a massive loss for them. But to be fair though, I'll have to give credit to them because they did it with McTominay and someone else in the midfield at the start of the season, and they managed to beat us 3-1 without Casemiro. So we can't get our hopes up just because Casemiro's out, but obviously it will be a big loss to them, and it will keep us going. So look to get the 3 points, and we'll move on to Manny now. So
yeah, I think I was saying sometime earlier that just as with the North London derby, we very rarely ever win at the Tottenham Stadium, and they very rarely win it. They never win at the Emirates. It's as if it's a mirror image of us with Manchester United. I don't think we've. I think the last time we won at Old Trafford was when Aubameyang scored that penalty to make it 1-0, and I think that was under Arteta in his first full season. But apart from that, our record hasn't been the best, and their record at the Emirates hasn't been the best either. So when you talk about United coming to the Emirates, obviously they're going to feel as though they've got a score to settle and a point to prove, namely that their win over us at Old Trafford wasn't a flash in the pan. But they're going to be coming up against a team which, for what it's worth, is riding a huge crest of a wave with regard to momentum. And of course, the home support has driven the team to some really good results. So this should be a cracker. One of the things I like about this United team is that they started to become a lot more solid and a lot more serious, and they know that they can't take anything for granted, and they know they're the type of team which now, I think, under Rangnick, and I think under the last days of Oli, they'd sort of become resigned to a few defeats, saying, you know what, we can't win them all. But the way Ten Hag has whipped them into space got them thinking, we need to make sure that we give a good account of ourselves and make sure that we win every game, because when we do give our best account, we more often than not win. And I think that run of 9 straight wins, which was halted by Crystal Palace, I think it's got them feeling really angry. And you know what they say? Hell hath no fury like a team denied, a longer winning run. So we could face that backlash if we're not careful. But I'm really happy with the way our team has played. And of course, with Trossard coming in, he could potentially be on the bench for Sunday and could end up, coming on and playing a little bit and possibly striking a bit of fear into United. But this should be a cracker because neither team has anything to fear. It's very close to call, though. I'm actually going to sit on the fence and say that it might be a 2-2 draw, which, believe you me, will suit us. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely, mate. So obviously, Mason, what do you think?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? So,
God, man, this Man United and Arsenal, Man United have brought me some hard, difficult times and some good times in the past. This feels like they are in a title race. What I was saying, I said it before on other platforms, and I'll say it again. United are looking decent. They're a good team. They've got players who are dangerous. Anthony, obviously one. Rashford, who I absolutely big up every single time. He's feeding the kids and he's doing his job at United. He's realised, damn, I'm a footballer. I can feed the kids and score goals. It doesn't matter. So he's doing that, and I'm very happy for him. I think he done well in the World Cup as well as coming back and doing it for United. I think Sunday is going to be a test, boys, and no matter how many Arsenal fans say, "Oh, it's at the Emirates, it's going to be easy," it's not. They're lying. Let's face it. It's going to be a tough game, and a draw, Manny, you're right. A draw would do us the world of good. If it comes down to either losing or drawing the game, I'll take a draw, obviously. Because going on this, as we're in this league title race, we're 5 points clear as of now because obviously City's played that extra game. First of all, this is to go 8 points clear again. So we could get that advantage and keep that advantage ahead of Manchester City, knowing that next month we will play them. Difficult is that United are a tough side. Ten Hag has got them actually playing ball, which is slightly worrying. And Ten Hag has got them from not doing too great, losing to Brentford and then man there, to actually beating Manchester City and doing us a favour. So now we need to not do them any favours, not let them keep in this title race and finish them. I want Arteta to get it into these players' heads that we're in this, so are they. Let's beat them. Let's affect them. Let's end their run of not losing, because it's not a winning streak no more, because obviously they've had that draw, but they're still unbeaten for so many games. And that's what we need to now look at and go, right, we can get at them. Let's do it. Let's take advantage. I know Casemiro is just one player, and it is. When we went to OT, we didn't have that player, as in Partey, which we didn't. We had El Neni in the midfield. And I think it was Jacko as well. So they're coming to us a man light in many ways, like we did to them. All fair in love is war. We're not going to mention the old toilet game, but they're coming to us man down. We're playing at our home with our fans who have been electric this year. Last couple of, since beginning of the season, have always kept that same pattern. Even away fans have been absolutely excellent. Coming to our fortress, our Emirates Stadium, our home, our North London, the red side of North London versus the red of Manchester, the red of North London versus the red of Manchester. It is going to be electric. You know what? I am more nervous for this than I have been for this sort of game between us and them for bloody ages, man. I don't know whether you boys can say the same, but I have not been this nervous and excited at the same time for a Manchester United Arsenal game.
yeah,
this is like proper now. They're back up. They're coming back up to it. We're going for it. It is literally first, third. It's a competition now. It's proper competitive. I'm loving it, boys. I can't wait. If we can get the 3 points, that just proves that we are really in it. Like, we are really taking this seriously. If we can crack open United, pipe down David De Gea, moan about us not playing a game midweek, but they have to. That's because we got to buy out the Europa League. That's because we come top. You guys have got to squeeze in all your fixtures, and that just happens to be January. So deal with it. You should have come top of your Europa League group, then you wouldn't have this problem. But yeah, I think we'll win. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win, like they did us at Old Trafford 3-1. I think it will be a 3-1 win.
Yeah,
I do think they'll score, and I do think it'll be Rashford.
I agree. Obviously, yeah, we got some comments now. Yeah, Ryan says this is going to be an exciting match for the neutrals. Can't wait to watch. Can you go for the lineup you would choose, please? Yeah, we'll go into that later.
Yeah.
Obviously, fresh trim, Mason, love it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, mate.
There have been classics over the years between Arsenal and Man United, and expect this one to be another. Yeah, 100%, mate. Big up, Ryan. Big up.
Anthony is fit.
Anthony is fit.
Oh, great.
Big up, Ryan. Casemiro being missing is a big loss. However, United have lots of depth, and Fred will come in and still do a good job. Yeah, exactly, mate. That's what I was saying.
100%. They are missing, but they've actually got a lot more depth in that position than we've got. So looking at Casemiro being out for them, it's just like, okay, we'll stick McTominay or Fred in there.
You know? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or
yeah,
Ericsson can even do a job.
As I said at the start of the season, they still beat us with that lineup. So, Hashim, big up, mate. Big up yourself. Obviously, we will go through lineups now. Obviously, I've got to try and find something like I usually do. So yeah, obviously, it's going to be a good game, and we all know that it is. You know, we've got a good fixture coming up. So I
just hope I know our fans will be on it Sunday, and that's what I'm looking forward to, because over everything, even at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I could hear our fans all game long. Even when they had their loud music on, probably their speakers playing the Tottenham Hotspur fan sounds or whatever, you could still hear our away fans. Our away support is absolutely amazing, man. And even our home support is even bloody better. And it just goes to show that we have got one of the best fans. Like, our fans are the best, one of the best in the world, and that's not biased. It's just facts. 100%.
Yeah, obviously, I'm going to change my share my screen.
I will add to that though. I mean, obviously, sometimes when it comes to the way some of our fans treat our ex-players who come back to play for us, it could be a little bit better. But you know, one thing I will say is that you won't find any prawn sandwich munchers in our lot.
No, of course not.
Yeah, obviously I'm going to share my screen. This is a predicted lineup from a website that I found. Obviously, we will go into it, what we think. And to be honest with you, I think this one's spot on, to be honest with you. Ramsdale in goal. Would you guys agree?
Yep.
I'm just going to remove the banner just so you can see Manny in that little corner there. Yeah, Ramsdale, would you agree, Manny?
Agreed. I mean, he's doing well. He hasn't done anything to warrant being dropped anyway. I mean, I have confidence in Matt Turner. I think, you know, in seeing the way he's played in the Europa League and also for the US and the World Cup, he catches everything cleanly that comes his way, doesn't provide any shaky moments. There were a few occasions when he first played for us when he looked a bit shaky with the ball at his feet, but he's grown into his role, so I wouldn't have any problem with him. But Ramsdale has been good, hasn't made any mistakes. Keep him. Simple as that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we got Ben White right back. Would you agree, boys?
Yep.
Gabriel centre back, obviously. Yeah. Saliba. Yeah. Zinchenko or Tierney. What would you guys say?
I'd say Zinchenko. I think he knows Manchester United inside out because of the rivalry between Man City, his ex-club, and United. So I think he'll be well up for this game. He'll know what it means to the fans, what it used to properly mean to us, which is now coming back. I want to win this, and I think him, out of everyone in that team, will know what it's going to be if we win this game, because he's the only one who's been in this title winning side. So I think he'll know if we beat Manchester United, it's goal time.
I agree completely, and I also think it might be fair to say that depending on the lineup that United put out, it could very well be, if they decide to play the 4-2-3-1 like we will, which would mean that, you know, it would be if they decide to play the 4-2-3-1, I think, you know, Zinchenko being a little bit stronger might have that that heft in him to be able to deal with whoever plays on the right. If Anthony is fit, he could start. I don't know if Rashford will be playing on the left again.
He'll probably go striker.
Maybe, and he might end up starting as the lone striker with Weghorst to come on as that big target man. And I think Weghorst could very well prove to be the ace in, the Joker / ace, if you will, the super sub in Ten Hag's pack, because I don't think he'll start, but certainly when he came on for the Netherlands against Argentina, he certainly had the defense in all sorts. And I'm sure, I mean, his teammate, Lisandro Martinez, will remember that very well. But yeah, so I think Zinchenko will end up starting at left back to sort of provide that pace and strength and help transition into that attack more effectively. But then Tierney can come on and just sort of tidy things up a little bit, or, you know, help out with damage limitation. I just think that Zinchenko now has become more suited to starting and playing the way Arteta wants to play. So it will be Zinchenko and White as the fullbacks, and Saliba and Gabriel as the centre halves.
Yeah, obviously we're not going to go through every single one because I think you lot say that you all agree with this one. To be honest with you, you know, it's the same one that we've played for most of the season so far. So
I just think the way a winning team, don't change it. If the team's winning, add to it so we can bring like strength.
Yeah, you do have to change every now and then, obviously.
Of course, yeah. But
like
with going for the title race, have those backups, but have your first team. Don't change a car if it ain't like broken. You know what I mean? It's exactly the same. Don't change the team if it ain't broken. Because right now we're playing well, we're doing fantastic. No one's injured. I can't see Mikel making any changes to that team.
Will Trossard start over Nketiah?
Trossard will come on from the bench if he's. Yes. I don't know if it's actually true, but I've heard that they actually confirmed and signed the paperwork before midday. So I know that if he signed the paperwork before midday and got it to the FA in the squad, then he will be eligible to play on Sunday.
Yeah, he is eligible to play because
he's in. Oh, right.
Yeah, we've confirmed it on. They've confirmed it on the website.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, so then we have options from the bench. You know what I mean? That's the best thing about it. That's what we need now. We need that. We've got our starting lineup. Now we need to add players who can compete because we want Trossard to go. You know what? Martinelli, Saka are my competitor. Even Eddie is a competitor because he can play up front. So I want him to be like, yeah, when I come on, I'm going to go and get a goal. So it goes, Mikel, hello, I'm here. Like, play me. So then I want that competition. Then it bigs up Eddie and then Saka and then Martinelli will all have to continue playing well. I want that competition, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's going to segue into possibly what we might discuss, Flair, and maybe that might be some tactical battles now, because all of us agree that we shouldn't change a winning team. But we might want to take a look at Ten Hag's 11 and any possible battles here to try and look into it. Because of late, Ten Hag has made a few changes to his defence. It was the Portuguese Dalot who was his starting right back, but now Aaron Wan-Bissaka has come back into the picture. Now, Wan-Bissaka has been a little bit rusty in many ways, and although he has performed quite well, it will be interesting to see how he does against Martinelli, for example. Martinelli was kept quiet by Doherty and company on the right against Tottenham. So it will be interesting to see, does Ten Hag stick with Wan-Bissaka or does he bring Dalot back in? How does he fortify that right side to nullify Martinelli? And will that necessitate us bringing Trossard off the bench? Or maybe if he decides to go with Shaw and Martinez, or maybe Shaw in the centre and Malacia at left back, and if Saka could be, also nullified in that respect, could Trossard fit in on the right side? Because Trossard does seem to be good with both of his feet. What do you boys think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I will add to that and also say if Eddie isn't getting through or has been like knackered, if he's knackered, then Trossard can play anywhere along that front line. So it's that bit of what we were saying earlier as well with competition. I want to see that. I want to keep on seeing that. And if Martinelli's not having any joy against whoever's playing the right back, so I presume it will be Wan-Bissaka because he's got back into the squad. So I presume Ten Hag will continue with that. So if it is Wan-Bissaka, I presume that Martinelli will be well up for this. He'll be going for it, and whoever's left back will know that they are going to get that trouble. They'll be looking at that game against Tottenham and Saka's highlights thinking, whoa, this is mental.
This is a Man United team that they could elect as well, just to put that out there.
And they go for the two up front on there.
I think I'd disagree with this one, to be honest with you.
I don't think they'll play that.
Neither, to be honest with
If
you.
they do play that, that's actually good for us, I believe, because if you see
Garnacho starting, I don't think so.
the left back and the right back who they're playing, right, he doesn't have a right mid, so he won't have anyone covering. So Zinchenko, he'll have to rely on Eriksen or McTominay to help, obviously, Wan-Bissaka out and that defender, Varane, who's on that side. And if he does end up going with Shaw, then where's Martinez? Is he not on there?
I know, it's a bit weird.
Well,
This
that's
one
weird.
is.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I probably think that Ten Hag might end up going for Shaw and Martinez, because Shaw obviously knows Saka from his days with England, and of course Martinez has that international pedigree as well. So it makes a lot more sense to sort of beef up that defense. And I really wouldn't feel comfortable playing Wan-Bissaka, especially with Dallow's more recent big game experience, because will the I mean, I'm just speaking from Ten Hag's point, from Manchester United fans' point of view, will the occasion overawe him? I don't know. I actually would think that they should play a 4-2-3-1, which will sort of cancel out our own 4-2-3-1. So I don't think they can afford to go with two up front. It will have to be, Fred and Eriksen, or McTominay and Eriksen, and then you're attacking three midfielders and Rashford up front. Bring on Garnacho, bring on Weghorst if you want, and you got a game.
Yeah, I agree there. But if they do play if they play that formation, I'd be looking on that. Not saying 100% win, obviously not. But I'd be looking on that thinking, you know what? If I was Martinelli and Saka, I'd be going, rub my hands together. If I was Ben White and Zinchenko, I'd be like, yes,
mate,
I agree.
Look, that formation leaves the wings completely empty.
Exactly.
So Zinchenko and White can do their thing. Saka and Martinelli can do their thing. I wouldn't play that formation. No chance.
Exactly. I don't think he will. I think Ten Hag's a smart guy. I don't think he'll play that. If he does, then wow, that is interesting. But I don't think he will. But boys, let's before we wrap up, let's speak on our new signing.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say.
Of course.
Signings.
Of course.
Yeah, obviously, we've got.
deal.
I will go and get the website up now just to show everyone the announcement. But it's a good signing for us. Obviously, we'll get on to that in a second. I'll just share my screen.
I'll just add while Flair's getting that up. It's a fantastic signing. I think it's what we need. Obviously, we lost out on the £100 million. Mandzukic or something. Mudryk, yeah. But we've got him, and I think he's proven it won't take him no time to flit straight in that team. And I think he'll be here for a couple of years now. He'll be here, and I think he can help push Martinelli, Saka, Odegaard if that needs, and also Eddie and Jesus when he gets back as well.
Yeah, we will have a look at what Edu said, and Edu, is that how you say? I don't know how to say
Edu,
it.
Yeah.
And Mikel Arteta. Edu says, we're delighted to have completed the signing of Trossard. We have a clear plan of strategy in our direction, and it's been a great team effort in bringing Leandro to the club. Leandro is a player who will give us a high level of quality going forward. I know Mikel and our coaches are excited to start working with him. Welcome, Leandro. Mikel Arteta added, it is good work from everyone at the club to complete the signing of Leandro. He's a versatile player with high technical ability, intelligence, and a great deal of experience in the Premier League and international level. Leandro strengthens our squad as we head into the second part of the season, and we're all looking forward to working with him. We welcome Leandro and his family to Arsenal Football Club. And this one as well is the one that Mason was looking at as well. All documents have been submitted, and we're hoping Leandro will be eligible for selection for our match against Manchester United on Sunday. So,
yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed that was done. I believe it will be. So hopefully he will play. But boys, I don't know. I think that's a quality signing. I think that's what we need. We need a proven player. I know everyone was getting hyped about this, including me. When Mudryk was linked to us, I was actually looking forward to it. But Chelsea hijacked that deal. But I actually think that what wasn't hijacked is what people don't understand, what Chelsea fans can't see is that Mudryk was actually going to wait for Arsenal if we offered him 150k a week as well. So he was fully going to go, no, Chelsea, no, thank you. I'm going to go to Arsenal because they've offered me the same. But we didn't. And that's, in my eyes, fantastic from Mikel, Edu, because this club has had way too many money grabbers in the past. And if this is what he wanted to do, go earn money, Chelsea's the right club for you. Trossard on the other end, fantastic player, versatile, as Mikel said, as Flair said. He can play in a number of positions, centre forward included. Not a lot of people know that, but he can play there. And I think he'll be more used on the wing. But we've now got cover, and that's what we need. We need to look on that bench. Mikel needs to look on that bench, which I saw him do against Newcastle, and he didn't feel comfortable bringing any of those players on. Vieira, no offence to him, he ain't got the strength at the moment. He would have got absolutely destroyed against Willock and them man in there. He would have been absolutely destroyed. So I think adding some more quality. This guy scored, I think it was a hat-trick or 2 goals at Anfield.
I believe it was a hat-trick. I think I was corrected.
Yeah, I think it was a hat-trick. And we've still got to go Anfield, so that will be good. Because he gets to replicate that for us, hopefully. And also we've got the FA Cup game next week as well against City, so I think he'll fit right in. I think we're not just done here. We're getting more. And I think another 2 signings, so 3 signings altogether in certain positions, I'll be very happy. And then we go in looking good.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Annie, let's get your thoughts on Trossard.
I often, criticize Arsenal's activity, the transfer market, as a case of penny wise and pound foolish. But, with the comparison with Mudryk, Mason's nailed it. It's a case of pennies saved being pennies earned. And we've saved about, I want to say
70 million. Yeah.
Yeah, 70 million quid by not going for Mudryk. Mudryk's a fine talent, though, and I'm sure he would have been an asset for us. And I'm not going to write him off by saying he just wanted to earn some money, because let's not forget, Chelsea are still in the Champions League. And, we still have some way to go before we can actually get back into the Champions League ourselves. But at least, we've saved our reputation. After Guimaraes last season and Douglas Luiz in the, the September window, I just didn't want to see another, build up. I didn't want to be built up again only to be let down. You know what I mean? And so this actually proves to be a terrific signing. Proved his quality with Brighton. I just wonder. I mean, I only hope that he won't take too much trouble, because, of course, you all remember that when Ben White came from the Seagulls to the Gunners, he struggled greatly until, in some sort of serendipitous stroke of genius, Arteta decided to put him on the right wing. I hope that Trossard won't have problems settling in with us. And certainly the presence of his fellow former Seagull, White, will help him blend in a way. And certainly the competition he will provide, the quality he will provide, it could very well be, Trossard as a player that should be playing every week, but he might not get that with the attacking options we have at our disposal. Well, here's the thing, Ryan, he's just joined in now, yeah? So he knows that he might not expect to play every week, especially with Arsenal having serious ambitions to either win the Premiership or get back into Europe. And don't forget, we still have the Europa League to try and win this season, and Trossard will definitely be available and eligible for that, I'm sure. So he knows that he will add to the team, and I think hopefully Arteta will have learned his lessons from previous players and decided, what, merit has and form have to take precedence. So Trossard could very well get some minutes and prove himself, and get some more games and continue to prove himself. We will see what happens. So I'm quite happy with this. And the other signing, Kirio, I think we will. Do you have information on that, Flair?
Yeah, I will get into that in a second. Obviously, it's. I will share my screen with you in a second, just to show you guys what is going down. Obviously, it's been confirmed by journalist Fabrizio Romano. Everyone respects him highly. Arsenal and I don't know how to say any names.
Spezia.
Spezia have signed the documents/contract for Jacob Kiwior deal, sealed between clubs a few minutes ago. Kiwior will fly to London with his agents, complete the medical test, and then join the contract until June 2028.
Wow.
For me, centre back, we need covering that. Personally, I think good signing. I don't know too much of this guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a massive Italian football follower. But I can see I see Edu picking out and Mikel picking out these young talents, signing players who ain't necessarily known, you know. And here's another one. And let's just cut Mikel out of this for a little bit, because even Saliba, when he signed, I believe Edu was in charge of signing, I believe. If I'm wrong, I don't know, but yeah. I believe that he was a part of the Saliba deal going through to Arsenal, and I believe that Edu has really took to going and finding these talents. He was a talented footballer himself, and I think that he's now finally taking on this role and flourishing and finding talents. Hopefully, this is a good player. Fingers crossed. Like I said, I don't know much, if anything, about him. But we need his cover in this. As Manny said, we've got a lot of games to play. We're still in the FA Cup. We've got Europa League, lots of Premier League games to go. And we need all the backing we can get. And if we get this player, I'm very happy. What position is he? He is centre-back.
Centre-back. And
he is centre-back.
Hopefully,
I think he's left. I don't know whether he's left-footed or not, but I would have liked him to be, I think.
Yeah. Also, Camavinga as well. I've just seen that on the side. Camavinga has been linked. Obviously, we're not going to look at build-up and stuff like that yet, but Camavinga to Arsenal on a loan prospect, maybe. So, what do you think about that one?
Manny, we'll start for you, mate.
Yeah, I think if he comes in as a right-back option, then that certainly can add some competition. Because as well as Ben White has done, let's not forget that he is really an auxiliary right back. His main speciality is playing in the centre of defence. And it's either Ben White or Tomiyasu, who also has talent but needs to continue to prove himself. Camavinga, French international, one of the Galacticos, if you will, at Real Madrid, one of the young ones. Having him come on loan, maybe reuniting with Odegaard for a bit of time. Sounds good, but at the moment it's just speculation. And going back to Kiwior, Mason's nailed it. I mean, we only have there are times in the Europa League, whenever we play, that we really only have 3 centre-backs, active centre-backs in our squad. Although Ben White technically is a centre-back, he plays more as a right-back, really. So we need all the cover that we can get. And there has been some criticism over Kiwior, given that Spezia haven't exactly been pulling up trees in Serie A this season. But Kiwior was, of course, a part of the Polish World Cup squad, played in all 3 games as one of the centre-backs in front of our ex-Arsenal keeper, Wojciech Szczesny, the only goalkeeper in that tournament not to be scored on by Lionel Messi. He, in fact, saved Messi's penalty and also the follow-up and was outstanding in that game. Kiwior also did a pretty good job in the centre of the Polish defence. So I did say in an earlier stream that he would be the only player in the squad that we have right now to have actually seen some proper solid action in that World Cup. I know Saliba had something like half an hour against Tunisia, but he didn't get a single minute in any other game. He certainly wasn't called on to be in the matchday squad for the final. So Kiwior will certainly add a little bit of pedigree, and I'm sure he'll relish the challenge of playing in the Premiership. I think he might be the first the first Pole to come into the Premier League after a long time who isn't even a goalkeeper. I mean, we do have a few Poles in the Premiership. A few Polish people have come to play. Most of them have been goalkeepers. But I think Kiwior will also enjoy the challenge coming from Serie A to the more physical Premiership. I think he will certainly, provide some competition. I don't think he'll start, but he will play in the Europa League. He will lend some competition and cover our backs well. Yeah, you could say that. And going back to the young talents thing, I have no issues with them signing young talents. It's the way that Edu has gone about things that has pretty much, left a bad taste in my mouth. We know about the Marquinhos issue and the whole thing whole other saga around that. So I don't want to get into that. But you know, if these talents can improve the team and are proven in some way, then that should be fine. That should be fine. As at least this time around, they've actually done something. So credit to them.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely
100%.
credit to them, and I may end up singing a Super Mikel Arteta song if for the end of the season and we achieve our
Mate,
goals.
I'm not going to sing that song. That sounds awful, but I will.
It does sound really
credit.
bad considering that Mikel Arteta's hardest followers have put Kieran Tierney and Gabriel Martinelli in the song, and
It's so
they obviously
weird,
played
man.
for Unai Emery.
Twitter is an odd place to be. I don't really go on here, but oh my god.
No, mate.
Yeah, that's why they call people twits on this website. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I have to deal with a
twits,
lot of
mate.
twits myself.
Oh my god. Yeah, so obviously we are gonna wrap up now. So obviously Manny, if you want to shout out your socials and I'll
Yeah, first of all, thanks a lot to Mason and Flair for having me on, or Flair
Absolute
and Mason.
pleasure.
I hope you're not too, cheesed off about the order there, but this is a good channel, and I wish you boys good luck. I've subscribed to the channel right now. I'm just looking at a few videos, trying to give them a little bit more view time so that it can help you in some way. And this is a really refreshing place to talk Arsenal, not just ridiculous banter. I know sometimes if banter is justified, then we should have a go at it, but do it repeatedly is a little bit tiresome. And I always say that it's not so much about, being tribal with our banter. It's really about being respectful for other fans and debating issues and being united by our love of the game. And I'm really grateful to be on here. I don't have a YouTube channel as of yet, but of course you can catch me on several other channels on YouTube. Oris Talks Football, I'm a co-host there. Hanno's Coach's Corner, I do a lot of terrific work with him. Done some good work with him and hopefully we'll continue to do so. Del Boy Gunner TV, what's the crack? What's the bleeding story? How are you all doing? And all the rest of that. My first entry onto the YouTube platform, if you will, and the stratosphere, I would say. I'm really grateful. Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, a few other channels. Chelsea Dan, as a neutral fan, I come on his show very often. Eugene Spurs Asia TV, as the more respectful Arsenal fan who comes on and talks with a bunch of, more experienced Spurs fans who, I'm sure they appreciate the fact that I don't come and slag them off. There are several other wonderful people with channels on YouTube. I've been a part of a few of their streams as well. I don't know if I remember you immediately, but I will send you a check in the post. But I'm always glad to come on and have my say and just contribute to the debate and keep it as respectful as possible. I know a lot of these fans are about half my age, but age isn't a barrier as long as you're not being too casual or disrespectful with me. We're all good to go. Social media, catch me on Instagram at MannyThangatheRai1981. That's my full name and my year of birth. Twitter, where the twits are, is Thangatherai1981, which is my surname and my year of birth. And stay in contact with me if you want to have a chat. You can, we'll stay in touch for sure. Until then, take care of yourselves. Have yourselves a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Be happy. Don't do anything that neither myself nor Mason nor Flair would do. And until now, I am out.
Big up,
of course. Big up. Mason, where can we find you, mate?
Obviously, MK the Don Instagram. Catch us on here. And also, I do fan cams on Wenger's House, which is at Wenger's House Instagram as well. You can catch me on there. But yeah, big up. Thank you very much. Flair, shout out your stuff as well, my brother.
Yeah, obviously you can find me on Instagram, afc.flair. Heading up to 2,000 followers now. Very happy with that one. I only hit 1,000 recently, so obviously I'm appreciative of the support that I've gotten on Instagram. Obviously trying to keep up the momentum along with schoolwork and this stream. It's a lot of hard work, but I appreciate the support that I get every like, every follow. I really do appreciate it. So if you could please come and check it out, I would be greatly appreciated. Obviously, big up this channel. Come and subscribe. If you want to see more content from us, like the video. So yeah, obviously we're still growing here, and I want this to be a very good project between me and Mason, and I think we're doing well so far. So yeah, obviously, big up everyone. As Ryan said, great stream. Big up. and we will see you next time.
See you guys in a bit. Absolutely love to all of you. Like and subscribe and be happy. See you in a bit. And Tottenham are shit.
You just